Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking to you about the online orders that I placed for Black Friday slash Cyber Monday slash like the last 3 weeks of sales that have been happening online. I again haven't been doing a lot of hauling this year. I've been trying to keep it conservative, but I ended up buying like 90% practical items for myself as I was placing orders for Christmas presents, so that I would go ahead and share the items with you just to do like a fun sort of old school haul. So first place I ordered from was Birch Box. I have not placed an order with Birch Box for a couple of years at this point, but they were offering different percentages of discounts based off the total in your cart. So I picked up something for my sister, and then I also was looking to get myself another Avology serum. This is the Avology Intensive Blemish Serum. At this point, it's the one I am switching off between, so I use my Murad one first, and then I'll go ahead and bring this in. This stuff is quite expensive for how much product you have and how quickly I go through it, but at this point, I haven't found a replacement for it. Right now, I'm in like a research stage where I'm trying to see how long it takes me to use up certain skincare products in my routine so I can get a better handle on what it costs to be me for a year with skincare and what the longevity of certain products are. Because if I find that in the end, the total per year isn't so wild crazy, I may still keep getting this, because the reality is, with how frequently I buy it, I tend to find a sale. And this is no exception. I got this discounted. It did soften the blow of, I think, the fact that it's $40 for a half fluid ounce. Again, it's hefty, but for now, I really like it. It's helped keep acne at bay. While I was on the site looking for something for my sister, I also came across this Briogeo Scalp Soothing Travel Kit. I have been struggling with dry scalp. I used to use the Body Shop's Ginger like scalp care line. They have come out with a conditioner, but I've never been able to get my hands on the conditioner. I sort of got tired of it, but I've been trying to find an alternative to helping my scalp, and I just don't seem to find one. So I have seen this advertised before, but it wasn't in minis. It was just in like a full-size kit with like some kind of weird brush that is included in it, like a shower brush that you use, and it retails for like, I don't know, like $90 or $100. And for not having tried any of the products, that felt like a steep investment. So I thought this was a little bit better. I believe it was $50 or $45, and I figured, like, you know, that's a better way to try it. Yes, they're not full-size products, but if I don't find them effective, it's not gonna matter that they're full-size or not. I'm not gonna wanna use them. So in the kit, you get 3 things plus the bag. The first is the Briogeo Scalp Revival Charcoal and Coconut Oil Micro Exfoliating Shampoo, which comes in a little pot. They also have the Cooling Jelly Conditioner, which is charcoal and peppermint oil. I do like that I have got more conditioner than shampoo, because I typically do go through conditioner quicker than I do shampoo. And then they also included the Scalp Revival Charcoal and Tea Tree Scalp Treatment. I don't really know how this works, but I'm going to try to test these together and individually to see if I only need to have one of them to help combat my like flaky dryness. It's so weird. I've been trying to use more hydrating shampoo and conditioner products, but my hair still is very dry and my scalp is very dry. So I don't think those things are really helping me. If you have any other recommendations besides this or besides the Body Shop one, let me know in the comments below, because I really am struggling with a very dry head and it's unpleasant. I'm really not enjoying my hair experience right now. Also placed an order at Macy's for a couple of other things, and they were doing a like Tarte mascara deal. So I picked up the Tarteist mascara for $11. I love this stuff. I will not spend the full 20 something dollars on it, but $11 is fine with me. I do like it enough to have it, and I've really gone through most of my mascaras and don't mind treating myself to this one. I also placed an Ulta order, again, to get some different gifts, and I got a couple of things for myself. First, I grabbed these impress nails called Networking from Ulta. They were discounted to like $5, which is about half price for what Ulta retails them at. I have had a set of these already, and I loved the color of them, so I thought I would go ahead and get a second round. They had a super limited selection of Impress nails. They don't run the whole gambit of what the actual website has, but Impress wasn't really doing much of a sale, so I didn't even bother placing an order with them, and these are all the ones I really wanted anyways. I also grabbed, I'm so excited, a Milani, the violet one, lash primer. Milani was discounted at 40%, which I was like, that's good enough for me. I had seen this at my local CVS, but I didn't need it at the time. I've basically gotten to the point in the current one that I have that it's starting to cause my other mascaras to flake, which is a sign that it's getting too old. I shouldn't use it anymore. So I was super jazzed to get this one. I love testing lash primers, and I especially love that the drugstore has been coming out with more and more of them for me to test. The wand on here gives me similar vibes to the Lash Paradise primer from L'Oreal, but it's just a little bit different in its application. You have this top row here that has longer bristles, and then you flip it so you can see that I don't really have very long bristles on this side. So this allows me to like pack on product with a shorter side and then like zhuzh it and disperse it through the rest of my lashes. So far I've worn it a couple of times and I like it. I don't think it's any less expensive than L'Oreal. In fact, I think it might be a little bit more expensive, but I've been noticing Milani is being discounted more and more frequently at my local CVS and Walgreens. So this might bump out the L'Oreal. Who knows? Then because of the size of my order with the other gifts that I bought, I was able to get this like little Ulta freebie set. I always get freebies whenever I can. So this came with obviously the little metallic bag, but then you got a cheek brush, which I'm excited. I don't think I've tried many of the Ulta brushes. They also included an eyeshadow brush, which they just call a plain eyeshadow brush, just a flat brush. Then they gave the hydrating face primer that is mineral oil and paraben free, but it does have coconut water in it, which I'm not sure my face responds super well to coconut, but we'll find out. Then there is the tinted eye primer in champagne. They also included the Jelly Gloss Lip Gel. I don't think it has a shade name. I don't like these types of squeezy lip products, so I'll probably see if my sister wants it. And then we also got this lipstick in the shade Mischievous, which I've never tried their lipsticks. I'm not sure this is like the greatest color for me, but if I don't like it, my sister will, so I can just give it to her. And lastly, because this bag just keeps on going, they included this little palette. I didn't have any idea what was in it really until I opened it, but basically you have 3 matte shadows, 3 shimmers, you have a blush, and then you have a highlighter, which I think is a really nice way to test out the formulation that Ulta has for their powder products, and if it works out and has good quality, it's easy to just take with you on the go. And I like that they gave you the brushes that you could use in conjunction with it. So I thought it was a nice freebie. For all I know, the products in here could be crap, but I've liked half of the products I've tried from Ulta before. The other half I didn't like, so we'll see. Okay, so the remainder of what I have left to talk to you about are non-beauty items, but I'm really excited about them. The first one is from Madison & Mallory. At this point, I don't know if I've conveyed it enough to you guys, but most of my wardrobe comes from Dress Barn and Madison & Mallory. Dress Barn is closing their retail stores, which is devastating to me, but I'm coping. So with that said, Madison & Mallory was doing a number of sales, and one of them was a 40% off regular priced stuff, and I have had my eye on a pair of sneakers from them. They advertised these sneakers on Instagram, and I immediately wanted them. Then they went live with them. And my one complaint about Madison & Mallory as a store is they only ever have very low stock of items. And I don't know if that is an intentional choice, like they choose to only buy small quantities so that they can have a variety of stuff on their website, or if they can only get small quantities, I don't really know. But they sold out in like an hour in the size that it was recommended to buy. They had suggested on the site that you should size a half up, so that would mean I would need a size 8. So I have been like copiously checking the website if they would restock them, because I don't know if they will. And then finally when the 40% off came, I was like, you know what, screw it. Just buy the 7.5s, and if they don't work out, you'll just stomach the, the reality of having to ship them back and whatever. So these are them. I am just a 30-year-old sucker for glittery shoes. I have a pair of the Kate Spade sneakers that are like rose gold glitter, and I love them. I get very similar vibes from these to the Goose sneakers. I'm gonna be clear, I think the Goose sneakers aren't that attractive. Like, I always look at them and go like, that's a $500 sneaker? Really? I don't feel like that's a $500 sneaker. Like, I'm never like super compelled by the designs or the look of them. But when I saw these, I was like, yes. Yes, I do want them. Yes, I do need them in my life. And I'll admit, I can understand why they suggested people to size up a half size. They aren't terrible, but they are a little tight. But I don't care. I know shoes. I know that shoes, especially sneakers, tend to stretch out if you wear them enough. So I wore them to the movies and had no problems walking around in them. I wasn't walking around a ton, it was the movies, but I think these are lovely. I'm so glad I got them. I will link them below, although I think that they might very well be gone at this point, but they're magical. They are magical, sparkly sneakers, and I love them. So I'm really thrilled with this purchase. My last purchase comes from a store that I think is really cool. It is called Rare Form. I learned about them through an Instagram ad, but if you don't know Rare Form, they essentially are a company who make products out of recycled billboards. So when I learned about this, I first didn't know this, but it makes total sense. Like, it seems so obvious once it's pointed out to you, but billboards are not made out of paper materials. They're made out of like a reusable bag material. It's basically what they are. It's like a vinyl, which makes sense because they have to be weather resistant, but like, I never thought about that. So they take these billboards and recycle them and turn them into various bags. They've got like purses, they've got duffel bags, they've got wallets, like a bunch of different things. It reminds me very much of a company, I think they're based in Maine, who recycle sailboat sails and turn them into like super expensive tote bags, which are insane, but whatever. So I saw this over the summer and I immediately was intrigued to want to buy one of their duffel bags, or like the weekender bag, whatever they call it, to use as a gym bag. But they are not cheap. They are definitely on the pricier side. And I was just like, I don't really want to spend that amount of money on my gym bag, even though I would use it every single day. I go to the gym 5-6 days a week. It would get a lot of use. I just didn't feel compelled to take a chance on the pricier item. So I then, once again, around Black Friday, Cyber Monday, saw that they were doing a 40% off. And I figured, like, it will get no better than this for a discount. And so why don't I go ahead and place an order? What I think is super fun about this concept as well is that these are all essentially one of a kind, because it's all based on what billboards they get. I do wish, but I don't think it would be acceptable for copyright reasons. I do wish that they had like company logos like Coca-Cola or Diet Coke or Apple. Like, I think that'd be really fun. But again, based on like the size of the bags and the size of the billboards and also copyright, I don't think they're allowed to do that. So I came across two purple items that I was drawn to. The first was, in fact, the Weekender bag. It is this bright purple color. They had a bunch of, like, it was clear that they had like this huge billboard that they had produced all of the product off of. So I had my like choice of different varieties of purple, but I ultimately liked like the Barney purple of this, and I liked how uniform it was because some of them weren't as uniform, again, based on the billboard. This is what it looks like when it is all sort of like puffed out and not flattened. There's only one pocket on the inside. But if you guys saw over the summer, I did film a what's in my gym bag, and my other gym bag has like pockets on the outside. I don't really use those, and I felt like there wasn't enough depth in my gym bag, and so I felt like this Weekender bag would be enough. I also poured through the reviews, their comments on their website, and there were a couple of people who attested to how they were able to put all of their gym stuff into one of these bags, so I felt more confident about making the purchase, because that's one of the problems that I have sometimes with online shopping is I'm a very visual person. Like, I don't have a lot of spatial abilities mentally in my head to like visualize things, or like if you tell me dimensions, that doesn't mean anything to me. I have to physically touch it and hold it. So I become very dependent on customer comments in that moment, and I become dependent on actual photos people post, because that helps me get a better approximation of size and stuff. So I haven't, again, converted to this, but right now I'm really happy with it, and I think it was a good purchase. I think the quality of the bag is really nice, and at the 40% off price, I was good with it. The other thing that I ended up picking up while I was there was one of their wallets. Maybe you saw my like what's in my purse fail. I was converting over to this bag from Madison and Mallory last year, and my current wallet didn't fit in it. And I was devastated by this because all I wanted to do is use this bag. And so I had been thinking about the fact that I would probably go to TJ Maxx or Marshalls to get a wallet. But while I was on the Rareform website, I came across like the fact that they actually make purses. Didn't want to spend the money on a purse because it was really pricey. But then I started thinking like, oh wait, you wanted a wallet. You said you wanted to get a wallet. Why don't you just check the wallet selection here and see if you like it? Again, they had some variation to choose from, but I wanted to kind of play it safe and not go with something too obscure. So I came across this purple wallet. It's like a purple periwinkle type of wallet. It is small. You open it up and you have just like 2 card pockets. You don't have a lot of room for surplus in here, so I had to really trim the fat of what I currently have in my wallet down to like bare minimum of what I would need in the day-to-day. But I'm happy to report she fits in here no problem. So I'm happy now that we can come to a resolution with this bag, and I really feel like the quality of this is nice. Like I'm happy with it. So I think it's a cool concept. I think it's a cool company. I will link them down below if you want to check them out because there is a variety of stuff that they sell, more so than I initially realized based off the Instagram ad, because the ad linked me to the Weekender bags and I didn't like poke around the site much more than that because I kind of wrote it off as too expensive for my preference of what I like to spend on things that I'm not sure how durable they'll be. But these seem durable. They seem like high quality, so I'm really happy with them. All right, guys. That is it for me. That should be the last of my purchasing for myself for the rest of this year. I, again, have been much more conscientious than other years, and I feel really good about it. I don't feel as gluttonous and wasteful with products like I used to, but I'd be curious to know what you picked up during any of the multitude of sales that were out there in the world, and I'll talk to you in my next video real soon. Bye.